Welcome back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I tell you, we have a lot of articles always, every day at priceofbusiness.com. Some of those we end up becoming stories that we talk about here on the radio show. One of those was by Sandra Fathi, and we asked her about how effective is social media in growing a business. And Sandra is president of a company called Effect. It's a public relations firm out of New York City, and we're delighted to be able to talk to her about this topic. How are you today, Sandra?
I'm good, Kevin. Thank you. Excited to be here.
Kind of give us your elevator speech, a little bit about yourself and your firm.
Sure. Well, in my personal history, I actually started out as a reporter covering tech companies. Spent some time overseas, actually reporting on Israeli high-tech companies, and moved around a bit, was in-house as well. I worked for Edelman Public Relations, worked for Nokia, worked for other small startups and various marketing firms, but founded Effect in 2002. It was about 6 months after 9/11, so not necessarily the best economic time to start a business, but I think that was a watershed moment for so many people and for me personally, and I really wanted to start a company where I, loved coming to work, could focus on the things that I felt made a difference from a business perspective, and really be proud of the quality of work and the team that I'm working with. So that was kind of the genesis of the company, and we have focused primarily on B2B technology, healthcare, and professional services ever since, and serving them with public relations, social media, and marketing.
Yeah, very good. I love it. And this radio show got started in October of 2001. And it was actually supposed to start in September of 2001, but I lost half of my sponsors by September 12th. But I was pretty adamant about figuring out how to make it work. I was able to bargain basement sell ads for to get us to a point where it made sense to start in October. And the rest is history, and here it is 14 years later. And so I kind of felt like in our own way, we were fighting our own war on terror by not allowing our economy, our personal economy, and our family's economy, and those who work with me be disrupted by something as terrible as that. So it's kind of a similar spirit, and I think it's paid off for both of us.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about your profile, if you will, of your clientele.
Well, the clients we work with run the gamut, everything from startup companies to well-established public firms. Many of them are traded on the stock market. Many of them are global or international. They don't tend to be household names per se because they are selling primarily services to other businesses. Some of the names that you might be familiar with, we work with Con Edison, which is the power authority here in New York, serving about 9 million customers, so one of the largest power companies in the nation, public service companies. We help them primarily with social media, for example, and a lot of crisis communications. Being in the power industry lends itself to that realm, but also New York City has been a little hard hit the past few years between Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Irene, tough summer, weather and power shortages. But we certainly love working with them and communicating with the people of New York City. So it's been a wonderful experience for our team. On the other end of the spectrum, we work with a company called Metric Stream. They're in the governance, risk, and compliance space. So helping large companies comply with everything from government policies and regulations to abiding by their own corporate policies. And they might work with companies, for example, in the financial industry and aviation and food manufacturing and a variety of other industries.
Sandra, let me ask you about our topic with a couple of minutes we have left. Tell us about this, this important topic of leveraging social media. What are some of the best practices?
Well, for us, social media has really been a key part of any strategy. You know, when we're working with B2B companies, they're not consumer-oriented per se, so every dollar spent, they want to see 3 in return. And we use social media to target their audiences, whether it's media, analysts, employees, prospects, customers. One of the great things about social media is that people are self-identifying and aggregating into groups. So you can go on LinkedIn and find a group of people that are exactly your target audience as a business and communicate with them, join their conversation, develop opportunities that way, be a resource for them. And that helps generate leads, generate awareness, and hopefully sales as well for your organization.
Thanks so much for being with us. I found it interesting. I want to encourage the listener for a lot more detail. Sandra did an excellent interview article over at priceofbusiness.com. Sandra Fathi, she's been our guest. She is with Effect. That's AFFECT.com, a PR and marketing firm. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you. Got a story being filed by my good friend Alan Payne over there at richclub.org. I'm Kevin Price. You're listening to The Price of Business.